Creative playmakers like Jeep, and their roles vary a little bit from formation to formation. So as SS, they will be found somewhere behind the AMF. We'll first see how they behave in a Fernando Santos formation when the team is not in possession. So even though they lie deep, it is only during the attack. This is João Felix, and as you will see, under a counter-attacking manager, he tends to stay back when his team is not in possession. So he stays so back that he's almost out of the picture frame. And this is very different from how they will behave once the team is in possession, like it is now. So this is João Felix, and he's actually behind the whole player AMF, which is this, and the striker who is here. So he tends to support the whole player for goal-making runs. And if you see now, he doesn't look to get inside the box. He's in fact dropping back. So the runs of a creative playmaker can be a little counterintuitive under a counter-attack manager. Once more, we see that he's not really looking to get inside the box. He's right here, and he's behind the AMF as well as the striker. Once more, the AMF is running forward ahead of him, while João Felix is a little bit behind. And he is actually looking to create goal scoring opportunities like the one he did right here. So they sort of stay back and create goal scoring opportunities. But that's not the only dimension in which they play. They make these very intelligent runs which are completely different from any other play style. And they may be completely away from their own position as well, like the example we see here. Once more, let's see. So this is João Felix here, and he's going to make a run which is completely away from his original position. He's looking for space, and if at all the goal scorer would have been blocked here, João Felix could have been passed to and he could have scored the goal. Creative playmakers respond to the players around them, and if you place a classic number 10 behind them, they will stop making these deep dives and they will make a classic triangle with the AMF, CF and the SS. And as you can see, they make run forward to score goals. And this is very much in contrast to the last run we see from João Felix when he was behind the whole pair AMF and the striker. So they sense the situation. So how do they behave under a possession-based manager? Let's use the example of Pep and his 2 AMF formation. So they will be pretty deep, as I've already mentioned. They will be almost at the level of the DMF, like you can see here, but they will be responsive to each other's movement, and they need to be utilized through a lot of back passes. So in this example, Messi, he could have passed back to KDB if he was stuck. In this particular example, he wasn't, but that is how they should be utilized. How they respond to each other in the formation. Here we see KDB making runs forward with a lot of passes, but he won't be looking to run forward. So he's only running forward until the ball comes down to Neymar, and now Neymar is starting to make a run forward while KDB is making a run back. So in that sense, even though they do stay back, they are very responsive to the players who are around them and their play styles. And of course, every once in a while you can utilize them for long passes like you would do with an orchestrator CMF. Just as in this example, KDB makes an almost assist for a goal. Moving forward to how they behave as wingers, the creative playmakers will try to collect the ball ahead of the final line of defense, like Neymar does in this example. Unlike traditional wingers, they will not really be looking to run into spaces. So Neymar on the wings here, he is not really looking to utilize the space behind him. He is looking to pass it on to players who can utilize it better. And he himself is just looking to hang back to receive any passes which might come his way. And so they're not really like your typical wingers, prolific wingers, or the roaming flank who look to attack. Okay, so now I want to show you when these creative playmakers do make a run. So you look at KDB here, he is pretty deep. But now once the ball is in the final third and it keeps on staying in the final third for a bit, he starts to make a run. And he makes a good run to assist Aguero with this goal. So these runs are not predictable. They will happen if the ball stays for a long time or when all the other players are marked. So you see KDB is wide away from his original position as AMF. And he makes this kind of intelligent run which we saw earlier with João Felix as well. These unpredictable runs are the characteristic of the creative playmaker. Nobody else will do it for you. So they're not like classic number 10 who would have stayed back just behind his striker. They stay back pretty deep and they help from the deep. So in this particular example, we see Messi is swamped, he has to pass back, KDB is right there, and from here KDB passes to Kimmich, the fullback, and now we see that the chance of a goal is created. So this is the kind of help or support that they provide to their team in attack. To utilize them, you need a lot of to and fro passes. So if you like passing, they will be very good for you. So in this particular example, we'll see Modric is here and KDB is actually staying behind Modric, behind Vieira. He's really laying that deep and he's just helping with the passes there. This may or may not lead to goal, but it will prevent the ball from going back into your half. So you can't really say that it's an instrumental pass, but at the same time you needed one player to be there to make that pass. So as AMF, you won't really see them in a lot of highlights because it's not like they'll be giving direct assist or they will be making the pass before that crucial assist. But at the same time, they are involved in a lot of passes if you see their stats. And they do come in handy when you're stuck up front and you need to pass back. So if you're the kind of player who lets his whole team get involved with the attack and brings the whole team forward, then a creative playmaker may just be the player you need to support this whole attacking infrastructure. That said, let me tell you about my favorite formation. I use creative playmaker as a second striker and I involve him in a 4-3-3 with 2 roaming flanks. Now this is a very deceptive formation in the sense the attacks are very unpredictable, and I'll tell you why. So in this formation, the second striker lies really deep, almost at the level of the center midfielder. But he will make these incisive runs into the box when nobody is expecting it. And in this way he behaves like a false number 9, almost like how Messi used to behave in 2009. So here is my second striker and he has all this space in front of him and nobody is really marking him, so that he can make his run now and he can position himself just in front of the goal to score that goal. So this is where the deceptivity and the intelligence of the creative playmaker really comes into the picture. And there is something very satisfactory in scoring goals like this. Okay, so in this final cut, I just want to show you the best position probably for utilizing an AMF creative playmaker, especially if you want to involve that creative playmaker in goal scoring opportunity. So this is a best chance formation, and you can see João Felix is still pretty deep. He is almost at the level of the center midfielder, but the moment he passes on to his RMF, he starts to make this run forward. And now he's in the goal box, almost ready to score a goal. So if you want your creative playmaker AMF to be involved in more goal scoring opportunities, then probably this is one of the formations to utilize. So you will see here that João Felix, he's at AMF, he's not looking to run back, he's actually looking to run inside the box. And I hope you realize how different it is from the runs of KDB at AMF we saw in PEP formation, where he was constantly looking to run back and to support from the deep. To repeat, creative playmakers will change their behavior and their runs depending upon the position they are in, the formation they are in, and the players around them. Neymar here is at LMF, but look at the kind of run he makes. He starts to go towards the AMF position and he almost behaves like a classic number 10. To summarize, these are intelligent players who like to stay back and create chances from the deep, but they are also responsive to the players around them as well as to the manager's tactics. You need a lot of passes to and fro from them to utilize them well, and you need to keep an eye for their unique runs which will help you score goals in difficult times.